There's
Hello.
a little bit of chaos.
And welcome back to the EF5 podcast.
Hey, caught you off guard.
Yeah, it did.
Wake up! Come on, let's go.
Crossroads logistics and life today. What we got?
Kick it out.
we got the continuation of the series of core values that we've mentioned so far. We hit transparent communication. We hit plan your mission but prepare to pivot.
Yes,
Oh
you
my
got
goodness. That's like a tongue twister that you'd find like in a board game or something. And then we had leave no person behind, right? So now what we have next on this one is making peace with constant chaos. Right? Now, that's pretty difficult because there's a lot of people that live a lot of high-stress lives, right? And there's a reason why they have, like, high blood pressure and heart attacks by the age of 40. It could also be a plethora of things, but the stress doesn't help it. And,
It's called drama.
Exactly. And living in it, right? And just basking in it. But see, when you make peace with this stuff and make peace with the things that are out of your control and the things that are constantly moving, it is like a whole different life that you're living. And especially in this kind of field, the logistics industry, things like that are just, constantly moving, constantly evolving. I mean, we talked about it in the episode about preparing to pivot. No day goes the same way that we plan for it to go. Mm-hmm. And, I mean, that's a prime example of why those two things are there, right? So, I mean, I've kind of taken it and ran with it a little bit, but, what are the reasons why that, like, you came up or, adopted the peace with constant chaos core value?
Because every day you're going to run into something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. If you don't run into it through the course of work, you're going to catch it on the ride home. You're going to catch it when you get home. You're going to catch it with the dog poo-pooing in the house. Mm-hmm. Some kind of chaos is going to attack you every day. It's guaranteed.
Right.
It's going to be the food you eat that made your stomach upset. Whatever it looks like, it's guaranteed to happen every day.
Yeah. Plain and simple.
I can't, even on vacation.
Oh, vacations I feel like it happens the worst.
Chaos is in your life, whether you want to believe it or not.
There is no itinerary for the daily life, is there?
No.
You can run
but I will promise you chaos will show up.
You can run the same routine over and over again, right? But it'll always be something slightly off, something that slightly is different, that like ruins the routine, ruins the day, ruins the night, ruins the experience, whatever.
I've ran out of gas 3 times in my life. Did it recently.
Yeah, I know. I got the phone call about it.
I was worried about getting through traffic. Got through traffic, making a special delivery for a customer of ours. Totally didn't look at the gas tank. Chaos happened in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, it
I
was.
Like,
I remember I was trying to like pinpoint a location. I was like, kind of tell me where you're at. You're like, I'm in the middle of Carnesville and Lithonia, and I'm like, brother, you're on your own.
yeah, I mean, perfect day, everything going on. Never saw that coming because I never paid attention to the fact that I needed gas.
Yep. It's the one small little thing you never thought would happen too.
So, that moment was a great example. In the moment, you want to add to the chaotic moment.
Right.
Because most of the time it's driven off your emotion because you're in the moment or you're getting the emotion from somebody else that's putting you in that spot. So you got to fight that. So how do you fight that? You combat it with peace as much as possible. Doesn't mean you have to agree with the moment. Doesn't mean you're giving that person a pass. But for somebody like myself that is redheaded when I have hair, we all know redhead people carry a high level of temper.
Right.
And are very
something to do with
hyper
the red
at times,
thing.
like banging on the desk.
Yeah, that's for sure.
I call it passionate. That sounds a lot better than
angry
or attitude.
No, but I mean, exactly what you said. It is just not building on that, and you mentioned something about not like dictating or not making these decisions with your emotions. I mean, that's such a big thing. That not even just for examples such as what you listed. I mean, that goes for everything. And it's so much easier said than done too, right? I mean, separating your emotion from a decision, regardless of what it is. I mean, it could be a super serious decision, or it could be something that's super super miniature, like going to get food, for example, right? Let's say you really like, I don't know, Zaxby's, and you really like Wendy's, and you're trying to figure out which one you want, right? But you had such a
Extreme chaos brewing.
But you had such a bad experience with someone at Wendy's. You're like, I just refuse to go back. I can't. But you really
That's a sexist remark.
Well, that's sexist thinking it's only women that work there.
It's Wendy's.
No, well, that's fair.
It's represented by Wendy.
That is fair. Do they even still have her as the mascot?
It's the redheaded girl.
Do they still have her as the logo?
I don't know.
I haven't seen that logo in ages, dude. It's just like the word. And like that? Misrepresenting redheads?
Yeah. She's my girl.
Well, I don't know. According to the story that I was throwing out there, it seems to be pretty on point. But anyways, it's separating that emotion from that decision, and it's extremely difficult. And something like that, when you're able to kind of come to peace with the fact that you're like, all right, well, I'm in this situation now. I mean, sucks, but let me figure out a way to get out of it, right? And that's kind of all you can really do.
Well, don't mistake it too. You're trying to find the peaceful solution. But there are moments, sometimes you have to meet chaos with chaos, meaning you have to bring to the level of whatever it looks like to bring it back down.
Right.
So, and that's just a judgment call, and sometimes it's not the right judgment, and you look back and you continue to grow as much as you can if you realize that, okay, because I had to elevate to that level to calm the situation, let them know that you're not going to run over a team member that might be on the staff or somebody else that it wasn't their fault that we're in this situation, and then explain everything to bring the peace into it. Basically, it helps because chaos is going to happen. It comes in so many different forms. It's not one looking version of it every day. And when you're presented in that moment, if you bring a level of peace and try to find a solution, you usually get a better outcome.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you just don't let the linebackers do the O-line on purpose.
Don't let the terrorists in the back door.
Yeah, exactly.
Could look like that, too.
Could be.
So,
and there was something I was thinking of.
We all have it. You got the biggest one I use a lot is traffic, because we all have that experience. Not everybody's lived in the freight world, which we're talking about it from, but you can apply it anywhere.
Absolutely.
So we run into traffic problems trying to make deliveries, pickups, congestion at some of the locations we pick up or drop cargo. We talked about that, and some of the growing congestions. People can check out those videos. When we run into those things, or things aren't as planned and we have to pivot, usually those are the most chaotic moments at that time.
Yep.
So we can reflect back to one of our other core values is to carry the peace in that moment, usually get a better outcome for everybody. So that's where those were generated from. I mean, we talked about this. These core values were brought forward to elite from the Navy SEALs, and we brought up in the Plan the Mission, Prepare to Pivot episode, we brought up the whole Bin Laden capture, kill mission. When that tail of the helicopter hits the wall, if everybody went chaotic and nobody took a sense of peace and calm in the moment to try to find out what does our pivot look like, it could have been a whole different result for a lot of people.
Yeah, absolutely. So. I mean, I don't think there's much else to kind of elaborate. I think we're doing a really good job at kind of explaining, why these core values mean anything, right? Besides just a staple and on a piece of paper in the wall.
And each time we're talking about this, we actively go back whenever we run into a problem and go, did that align with our core values? Did we go by them? Is there a problem with them, or are we not utilizing them?
And that's not a joke either. I mean, that he definitely is telling the truth when it comes to that. I mean, I hear it daily, really, from any time that someone does something or just questions being asked, things like that. I mean, it is true to kind of use it as a a driving force or like a GPS to everyday decision making throughout the company's decisions, right?
Whatever your core values are personally in your life, business wise, whatever they are, they should bleed through. Where until somebody sees what you call them, technically, they already have seen it by your actions.
Mm-hmm.
That's the ultimate goal. And so it's really neat to have those conversations with people, hearing what you just said. You're not always in here actively all the time, but you recognize they exist by actions and even sometimes verbally talking, or sometimes such as the shirt that we have on.
Right.
We might put it on a shirt so people understand what it is they're looking at.
Right.
So it's been a cool experience.
Absolutely. Yeah, and you know, something too is you mentioned, you know, people understanding what they're looking at, and we hope we see it. Or excuse me, I had burp. I drank a lot of water there. It was starting to rest on me. Something that we hope people watching this see is also in the videos the way that we talk about these core values and things like that. Sorry, I had a burp again. Man, the water's killing me.
We need to wrap this bad boy up so you can take care of that.
I know, it's going bad.
We got chaos brewing.
Yeah, we about to have to make some peace is all I'm saying. But yeah, so something we hope that shows in the videos and things like that is, you know, we do follow that as kind of like a vessel kind of throughout the videos and
Yep.
stuff like that. So, and you know, if you want to see more of these, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share. I
If
feel like
not,
I'm missing
chaos
one.
is coming for you.
Am I missing another one? Am I missing anything?
That's it.
Is everything?
We out.
That comment. Did I say comment? Comment.
Comment.
Share.
Like.
Subscribe.
Share.
We out.